Hey everyone, I hope you guys can see me. I probably should actually clear my camera a little bit, but hopefully you guys can see me. I feel like it's a little bit fuzzy. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I just wanted to pop on today because I'm really, really excited about this program, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit more information and I'll talk to you a little bit. So, today specifically, we're going to be talking about what is your why. And when I say what is your why, we're going to really get into that. So, specifically, I want to know what is the reason why you got into the social service field to begin with, right? So, there's so many different reasons why people get into the field. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about like who I am and why I got into the field. And hopefully you guys can comment. I want to hear where you guys actually, where you guys are from in terms of location and also how you got into the field as well. But for me, the reason why I got into the field, first of all, like ever since I was young, I always knew pretty much that I love working with people. I love connecting with people. I love helping people. And from pretty much like a little girl, I always knew that I was going to have a private practice in some shape or form, right? So that was pretty much what I knew about myself. I just always had a drive and a passion to work with other people. And that is part of my why. I love to be able to see someone come from A to Z or even A to F, just like the joy that you get out of being able to see someone really be able to transform their lives. It's just like an amazing thing to be a part of. And so that is my why. Now, why did I get into private practice? Because, of course, on this channel, we're really talking a lot about private practice and what this means and, um, the reasons why we're in private practice, how to build our private practice. For me, private practice brings about so many different elements of who I am. And the first part of it is that I like flexibility and I like freedom. So for me, I have family and I have multiple things going on, probably just like a lot of you guys. And so the private practice provides freedom for me. So I can set my schedule. Like today, I had a gig where I had to work out, go into the city to do something. And I was able to send an email and say, hey, look, I'm not going to be able to work this amount of time this day because I have to go take my child to a doctor's appointment, which I did. I like the ability to be able to do that instead of having to like put time in to do any of those things. So that really, for me, is something that really that I hold dear, and it's really really important to me, and that is a part of my why. Now, I also like to spend a lot of time helping other therapists. I love developing other therapists, and not only in authentic profitable practice, but even in my private practice I also have um, people I like to take on therapists that are working towards licensure. So the private practice allows me to be able to do that. Of course, it also helps too if I have a group practice that helps to supplement my income. So that is part of my why. So I'm bringing this up to you because when we come into the discussion of getting into the field of social services or doing counseling therapy, if you're a social worker, marriage and family therapist, doesn't really matter. We're all basically doing pretty much the same thing. We're working with people and we're helping people to make transformations. We're helping families to have transformation in their lives as well. But we're all doing it in different ways. But the whole point, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I noticed that a lot of times there is burnout. There's burnout in the social service field. And because we are just in this routine thing where, yes, we're helping people, we're doing things. We know that we're doing things that are going to eventually change lives or even change lives in that moment. But it becomes kind of routine. If you guys think about like a doctor, like a medical doctor who you feel like maybe they're not really attentive to the patients that they have. It's just like the patients feel like a number. This can actually become a reality for therapists as well, I believe. So if we are not really careful to take it, to really be grounded, to be making sure that we are implementing self-care, to really get back to the reason why we are doing what we are doing. So I want to pose this question to you. What is the reason why you got into the social service field? Now, my next question to you is not just why you got into the social service field, but specifically, are you making an impact in the lives of the people that you're working with? This is really, really key. Are you making an impact in the lives of the people that you're working with? So going back to the whole routine and kind of like we get into this like mundane, this flow of working. And what happens is if we're burnt out, if we're stuck in a routine, if we don't understand our why, the reason why we had this passion from the beginning, then essentially the people that we are working with, they're also affected, right? They are also impacted, honestly, positively or negatively. But we hope that we are able to impact them in a positive way and not in a negative way. So if you think about it just like a parent, and because I'm a parent, I have two kids. So for me, if I'm having a bad day and I come home and I'm just like taking it out on my kid, or if I'm just like yelling at them, oh, okay, I'll deal with that later because I had a long day or because I had a rough day, then that is me taking that on and giving it to my child. Nobody wants that. Now, I just want you guys to realize that the same thing can actually happen when you are working with your clients. So if you are burnt out, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not in your purpose, if you're not really truly living in your purpose, then the same thing can happen and you will be negatively impacting the people that you're working with. And that is not, obviously, that is not ideal. It's not ideal for the client, and it's definitely not ideal for yourself. Now, going back to impact, the thing about being in the mental health field is that yes, we are living out our purpose. We're helping other people to define their own purpose. But I don't want you to forget that you can also be making an impact in your own life and the lives of the people that are closest to you. And that is what private practice really affords us the opportunity to be able to do. And so this is the reason why I really push for people to get in private practice, to understand that, you can be making an impact. And when I say making an impact, it could be in different ways. It could be with your time, the fact that you're able to go to a baseball game or go to a dance recital because you're not tied up to a 9 to 5. Or it could be impact of like being able to send money to someone or be able to take care of someone, maybe a family member, because you have that flexibility and you also have the finances because you can set your own rates. You can pretty much do it however you want to do it. And so we have this sense of flexibility, autonomy. We have the ability to really to determine what we want our private practice to look like as a whole, right? Okay, so I want you to ask yourself this question. Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you just feeling like you just can't take it anymore? Are you getting enough sleep? These are all things that I know that many of us are struggling with. And the answer to these questions is probably no. So I would challenge you, if you're not in private practice, to really consider how private practice could then make that available to you. You have no idea how many people I often talk to in my coaching programs where just by having the private practice, it's almost like a weight has been lifted because they've been carrying so much stress, so much pressure that was really unnecessary. But private practice has then allowed them to be able to move and go about to do really what it is that they wanted to do, even if it's something as simple as having a Friday off and going to the spa, or being able to go to the gym, or just be able to go to the lake and read. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my video, what I think it was like last week. Yeah, it was like last week for Mother's Day. I was just out on a lake. Like, those are things that we could do, and we don't have to wait until the weekend, or we don't have to wait until a special occasion. We could do that anytime we feel like it. And you cannot do that when you're working a 9 to 5. Now, I'm not going to put a 9 to 5 down because, of course, 9 to 5 provides stability. We know that because a lot of people don't want to go into private practice because they feel like it's unstable. But that's a whole different conversation that we'll have to get into. But I just really want you to really look at, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling like it's just so much pressure that you can't breathe and do the things that you really desire to do, whatever they are. consider how private practice could do that thing for you. Okay. And the last question I have for you is, are you willing to do something different? So if you answered yes to those questions about feeling stressed and overwhelmed, what are you willing to do differently? That's what I really want to know right now. What are you willing to do differently? Now, so this is the reason why I created the program Therapist in Action, because Therapist in Action is all about a movement. It's about building some momentum. It's about providing support, accountability, and making no excuses. Because a lot of times, as therapists, we can take care of everyone else, but we are the ones that don't take care of ourselves. So, this group is about offering real support, challenging you to take action and stop making excuses. This group is about getting feedback, getting resources, getting connections, getting referrals. It's all about everything that basically you need. Essentially, we have our 8-week online course, Private Practice Blueprint. What I'm going to be doing is essentially making it for a larger group of people, pretty much, and making the program more intense, and so that will be available for you guys. But the thing about it is that it's at an affordable rate, because I know that you guys are looking for something like that, but I also know that some people are not able to be able to afford the higher price point. So that's the reason why I created this program. This program was created basically by you guys. Now, specifically talking about by you guys, we're going to be starting June 1st, 2023. So basically in a couple of weeks, we're going to be starting the program Therapist in Action. It's going to be on an online platform that you guys will be able to communicate with each other. Videos will be uploaded, training videos will be uploaded. This is a beta group. This is important to know because it is a beta group. I literally am going to be asking you to tell me what is it that you want to know. So if you want a training on how to start a group practice or element of that, if you want a training on finances, if you want a training on documentation, if you whatever it is that you want a training on, or topics that you want to be brought up, discuss, whatever it is, this will be your opportunity. You guys in the beta group will basically be defining what exactly it is that we are going to be doing moving forward. So I want you guys to take a look. The link actually should be in here. You should be able to see it. Click the link. You don't want to delay. The price point is low right now, but guys, I already know that nobody else is doing a program like this. So you take a look at it, but don't delay, because the price point will be increasing. I know for sure it will be, because the program is going to be awesome. I've been doing this for a long time. For you guys that do not know me, I've been in the field for over 20 years already. Have my private practice for many, many years at this point. Had a group practice for many, many years as well. And I'm all about sharing what I know. And that is what I love to do. I started off from the beginning. What is my why? I am about not just seeing my clients in my therapy practice, but I love helping to develop other therapists. That is part of my passion, and that is my why. What is your why, and what are you willing to do to get to your why? What are you willing to change? What are you willing to invest in order to get to where you know that you want to get to? What are you willing to put into action so that you can see the greatness, the fulfillment, the purposeful life that you say that you want to live? What are you willing to do? And I hope that you are ready to put things into action. And so, again, I want to invite you to join the club, Therapist in Action. And that's all that I have for you today. So, take care, authentic therapists, and have an awesome weekend. Take care. Bye bye.